Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's we're going to be reviewing the new Grand Highlander. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Toyota here in Murray, Utah for giving me some time with this Grand Highlander. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you have any questions, just ask for Mitch. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Powering this is a turbocharged 2.4 liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 20 around town and then 26 on the highway, with power outputs being 265 horsepower and then 310 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we go with the front end, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, first off, you guys can see pretty simplistic with the design just flat there in the center, and I really like this cream white. Now, popping down below, very distinctive daytime running lights, so you guys can see with the headlights, and then I like this chrome trim that goes across. It gives the Grand Highlander a very unique look. And then you guys can see the Toyota logo, and then notice how the grille's actually blacked out, which I really like with kind of like the rest of the accent pieces they have here, and then you have fog lights as well. And putting it all together, I really do like the front end of the Grand Highlander in person. It looks good. Now, coming on the side here, our tire wheel setup is 255, 55, 20 in the front and over in the rear. And then you guys can see the wheels as have also been blacked out. And then you guys can see with the fender flares, those are unpainted, so it kind of goes with the blacked out theme. And that trim continues along the side. And then you notice the mirror cap body painted, and then look at the chrome trim there along the side. And then here's a full side view on the Grand Highlander. This is where you can see that it is a little bit bigger than the regular Highlander. Now here's a quick look at our key fob. We have our unlock function, our lock function, the opening for the hatch, and then the Grand Highlander logo there on the back, and pop her open. Now, popping into the rear of the Grand Highlander, first off, you notice that it says Grand Highlander right there, and we've got some storage space underneath. Now, I can confirm this is definitely more spacious behind the third row compared to the regular Highlander, so that is part of the added space. It kind of reminds me of like Chevy Tahoe levels of storage space behind the third row, which is quite good for this size of crossover. Now, this does have the kick feature, but we're going to keep things simple and just press the button. Now, here's a quick look at the taillights. Really cool design. Then you guys can see the trim here in the center with the Toyota logo. And then you got your all-wheel drive badge, platinum badge to signify the trim. And putting it all together, let me know what you guys think about the looks here with the new Grand Highlander. Now, popping inside, you guys can see we've got a sunshade built in from the factory, and then some soft touch trim down below, and some blacked out trim just above that's also soft touch. Window control here. Random little storage thing, I suppose, and then more down below. Now here's a quick look at the seats. You guys can see perforated all down the center portion, nice padding, then you've got your adjustments on the side. Now, legroom back here is actually really good. We also have a little storage pocket here in the back, and then you guys can see we've got heated and ventilated seats here for the second row. We have our own climate zone as well, and then a bunch of charging port action down below that. And then you can see we've got some cup holder action here, and we even have some armrests. And last but not least, in the second row, headroom's good. Now, in the third row of the Grand Highlander, I will say it is more spacious than the Highlander, and it's got cool stuff like some USB action, and then you guys can see some cup holder action, and then headroom also seems to be a little bit better than the Highlander, and then you guys can see the seats are actually really nice. But I will say this isn't as big as like full-size SUV, you know, Chevy Tahoe, for example, GMC Yukon. It's not quite that level of, you know, space back here, so hopefully that makes sense. Now, taking a look at the front door panel, you guys can see soft touch here at the top, and I really like this trim. That's cool. Blind spot monitoring in the mirrors, and then we've got more padding down below. All of our window controls, memory seats. We've got our mirror adjustments. The mirrors do power fold in on top of that. And for those of you payload nerds, we've got 1,245 pounds of payload. And then here's the front seat. Again, you can see perforated all down the center. Power adjustments there on the side, and then we've got more of that nice trim, heated steering wheel function, and then that opens up the hatch. Now, taking a look at the steering wheel, you can see really nice trim all around. We actually have paddle shifters down the back for the 8-speed automatic transmission. We have adaptive cruise control, we've got steering assist, lane keep assist, all of that. So you guys can see we also have our volume and voice command controls for the center stack, and then your regular stocks there on the back. Now, here is the center gauge cluster. You guys can see full digital gauge cluster, and we can actually scroll through some different like viewpoints with this, if that makes sense. So basically it'll change the information that you see here in the center, so I think that that's pretty cool. And then, of course, just like other modern Toyota models, we have some drive modes, and those will kind of change everything. You guys can see the sport mode comes in with like this kind of red aggressive theme. I think that's pretty cool. But you also have an eco mode, you've got normal mode, you've got a mud, sand, and then a rock dirt mode. I'll kind of show all that to you later. Now in reverse, you guys can see we've got a full 360 camera system, which is actually pretty solid. The resolution's really good with this as well, and the screen's big, so the viewpoint is good. But yeah, so we'll do that, or yeah, there we go. So we've got Toyota's newer infotainment system, so you have a short cut bar here on the side, responds really well. You can basically just control different things, pretty simple with all of the controls, frankly. So I'd say easy to use infotainment system, and it does have an analog volume control. Now we've got our climate controls down below, so dual zone for the front, and then you've got the rear climate, heated and cooled seats up front as well. So I'm glad we have physical buttons for that, but you guys saw you can do some stuff in the touchscreen if you want. And then there's nice trim all around here, like soft touch here, and you got like this RAM storage space with another USB. They like USBs in this, and they're literally everywhere in the Grand Highlander. And this is just the camera view button, so it'll pull up that little view. Now we do have a wireless phone charging pad. We got some more storage here, shifter for that 8-speed automatic transmission, some cup holder action, and then just some general storage, like it's kind of like a cubby area down there. And then you got your parking brake here, your auto hold, and then your auto stop start, and then stability control. Lots of buttons in this. And then you guys can see all the drive modes here. Now the one I didn't talk about was the snow mode. And then you get your hill descent control. And then this is cool. Look at that little center console kind of window type thing. And yeah, pretty big center console. It's got a 12 volt in there as well. Got some nice padding here on the outside of this, by the way. And then, yeah, pretty big glove box. Now up top we do have a rear view camera mirror, which I'm a huge fan of that feature. And then we have a panoramic sunroof. So it's super sunny outside today, so there's quite a bit of glare, but this is a Grand Highlander Platinum. By the way, 5,000 pounds towing capacity is another cool thing. $53,545 is the base MSRP. Total MSRP on this one is $57,332. And let's sum things up. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility of the hood, and hopefully you can see the heads-up display now. Both of the mirrors, just do a blind spot monitoring, and then throughout the rest of the rear. And Grand Highlander away, I suppose. So first off, why is Toyota making a Grand Highlander? Why is the Highlander not enough? And I think a big part of this is Toyota's just trying to kind of extend their SUV dominance here in the US market, because, you know, obviously SUVs are the most popular vehicles here in the US market, and well, Toyota is, you know, one of the biggest automakers here in the US, and so they go hand in hand, right? So that's that part of it. And then also, you know, I think that some people have complaints about the Sequoia, which is kind of more dedicated off-roading, where the third row is really high up because of the solid rear axle and the battery pack. And so this, you know, is kind of more of like a practical family hauler. Now this is going to be kind of like a shorter drive of sorts, if that makes sense. We're just going to be going kind of like back in, but I will say really good power out of this powertrain. Really good. And on top of that, it's very smooth, like the suspension, all of that. We'll get another quick little acceleration here. Woo! Yeah, this is good. I mean, I wouldn't call it like insanely quick by any means, but like it actually moves the vehicle very well. So with that being said, let's kind of, I guess, again, this is kind of an initial test. I'm sure that I'll have one of these from Toyota in the future as like a week long tester, and I'll have more in-depth content at that point. But in terms of an initial look here at the Grand Highlander, it basically is in the name, Grand Highlander. Like if you like the idea of the Toyota Highlander, right, a 3-row crossover from Toyota, but you want more space, that's what this provides. Nothing more, nothing less. Obviously it has slightly different styling, but this just has Toyota's normal kind of interior theme and everything. And I also think that that's a reason as to why this is priced where it's at, where it's more expensive than a, you know, regular Toyota Highlander, but it's not like way more expensive, because I think a Platinum Highlander is what, just over 50,000. This is like 57,000. So yeah, it makes sense. So basically, if you want a larger 3-row SUV from Toyota, but you don't want to buy a Sequoia because that one's more expensive than this, right? Because like a base model Sequoia is like $60,000, and you want a more usable 3rd row, that's what the Grand Highlander provides.